Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast, presented by DJ City. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. I got DJ Never here.
Yo, what's up?
I got Jamie the Great.
Yeah, what up?
DJ D Miles is MIA. He's getting his ass fixed once again. And we got a special guest with us, man. And I've been a big fan of this dude for the past 2 years. And he's born and raised in Barbados, 2016 Red Bull 3-style world champ. We got DJ Puffy in the building. What up, Puffy, man?
Yeah.
What up, man?
Yeah, my man is hype, bro.
Hey, yo, Puffy, can I just say something? We were talking earlier before we started recording, and we were like, "Yo, how's your energy?" And you're like, "Yo, life's a blessing." You're literally the only person I've talked to and spoken to in the past 4 months with that kind of energy, man.
That lifts every spirits.
Do I gotta move to Barbados? Is this like Barbados energy? What is this, man?
I think Barbados definitely has a big role to play.
Yeah.
Energy over here is a little different, man.
Yeah. Well, how is life out there right now for the past 4 months? Obviously, like we got the pandemic here. It's worldwide. It's global. It's taking over everything. I don't know how it is in Barbados, but I want to hear from you on what's going on with the pandemic. You know,
well, at first, like, it was real shaky, man.
Yeah,
at first it was really shaky. I even knew some people who had COVID.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they explained that the situation was definitely not very pleasant. But at first, I ain't gonna tell you no lie, I was really offset by it. Obviously, everybody had stuff lined up. This year was supposed to be the year for everybody.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then this whole thing came and like knocked the whole world off. So we were definitely kind of offset by it, and it was just like, yo, what do we do? You know, I was kind of depressed too. You know?
Especially when you just start getting all the cancellation for gigs and tours and festivals and events. And you guys in the Caribbean, you guys have crop over, you have Carnival. Yeah. It's huge out there, man. I mean, and the tourism,
momentum,
right?
I was in Trinidad, exactly, and the momentum coming out of Trinidad, the music was good. Everybody had big plans for releasing a lot of songs. And just like this thing just come and knock everybody's economy and everything bearings out of control. So at first it was really depressing and stuff, but we figured it out, you know, and if it's one thing that COVID granted a lot of us, not just myself, but this whole pandemic thing definitely granted us more time.
Yes.
And you know, time is a very valuable thing. So me having more time, I was like, all right, cool, let me look to invest this and make the most out of it. And I think that personally gave me, you know, the opportunities to make a lot of changes in here and outside. And we did that, you know, and I feel like coming out of that zone now, because we in Barbados, we're now COVID free for now.
Yeah.
But you know, coming out of that, I feel like a different person, dog. You understand?
Really? Yeah. It's funny because when you think back, like even to last year, you know, the way we move in this rat race, it's nonstop, right? There isn't really a second to breathe. And when you do have a second to breathe, you're watching everybody continue the rat race, and you feel like you're left out or you're getting left behind, right?
Yeah.
And this is the first time where we're all kind of just forced to just chill the fuck out.
Correct.
And then, you know, really kind of take like a new perspective on life and how we're approaching it. Actually, I want to know, you know, like I stumbled onto you. I heard a lot about you in the past 2 years. I've been a big fan. I've been watching you. I follow you on Instagram. I love your routines because you're always incorporating and you're kind of fusing all of these genres, you know what I'm thinking, together, but it's always with this, you know, Caribbean sound. You're always going back to the Caribbean sound, you know? And I don't really see that in my timeline as much, you know? So I really love what you do. But I also, you know, I know that you're out, you're doing all types of gigs, you're touring all the time. Like, how did you basically what I want to know is, like, in the past 4 months, you know, how has this affected your outlook on your career right now? And how maybe how you've approached DJing and how you're gonna approach DJing. Has it changed at all? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like, first of all, I'm definitely gonna not take my gigs more seriously.
Yeah.
put a lot more energy, if that's possible, into my gigs, man. I feel like, before I used to play every show like it was the last show, but now I'm playing every show like it's the last show. You know, it's like, I don't care what time it is, whatever slot I'm playing, I'm gonna try to play that slot like the best game ever. You know what I mean? And
got it.
I ain't taking nothing for granted no more, B. No more. I'm not doing that no more, man. Cause look at us. We have no gigs now. You know?
Yeah.
We're stuck to Zoom parties and Instagram lives. I mean, and while that's great, you know, we still, the human interaction is definitely a big part for us. So I'm there's no host barred for no. We're going ham everything.
That's really a great outlook, actually, because you're probably one of the first people to say that, you know, that you're really gonna just not take anything for granted and appreciate when the gigs come back. You're gonna be like, yo,
just go, just do it, you know. Before, like, it was kind of like we were very choosy about what you want to do and stuff like where you place yourself, and you know. But I think now is just we can try to just spread the love, spread the love.
I seen a lot of videos of you DJing and big ass crowds and stuff, and I seen your MC work, bro. If you're gonna get more energy than the energy I've seen you put, it's gonna be crazy.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Like I don't know how higher can you go.
I need a jetpack or something, like a parachute onto the stage or something, dude. Like, I was on the phone with my friend's brother, and they said, bro, like, when we get back outside, like, if we gotta add something to the gigs, add some piece of flavor, some element that we didn't have before, you know, like, just get people more involved. Like, you know, I want that when people go home, they'll say, yo, like, that was the best party ever. Like, I could not party for the rest of the year after that party because it was so good, you know, because of that experience, that performance. So yeah, man. That's how I feel right now. Like, when we get back outside, we outside for sure. B.
Is there a local scene in Barbados? Like,
like the scene right now is like we're building it back. I threw a beach party last Saturday, and like for a pandemic, we had like just over 300 people, and I was like, whoa, what's happening?
How did that work? You had like 300 people with it. Everyone wearing masks, or it was just...
people definitely they were kind of, you know, they were obeying the laws, but. You know, since we're COVID free, people kind of free up still. So there were some people. I wasn't wearing a mask, but I should have been.
Well, you're in the protection of the DJ booth, I guess, right? Not a lot of people.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
But you guys pretty much shut down the airports, right? No one can really come in.
Nobody can come in yet. So everybody's quarantined. A lot of people have been tested.
Yeah, so you guys are pretty much contained. I mean, to the point where...
If it's one thing I must commend the Barbadian society and the population here for doing is following the laws, obeying the laws, and just being very aware of all the procedures and all the advice given by the authorities. You know what I mean? So shout out to us as a people, and shout out to our leadership as well. The Prime Minister is the homie, you don't know.
I mean, that's completely opposite of what's going on here in the States for us, right?
That's crazy as fuck.
Absolutely, and that's very unfortunate, man. My heart goes out to y'all, because I could only imagine. I went through what y'all are going through. This is like 15 weeks y'all on lockdown now.
Yeah.
So I went through that for what, 6? And I was like,
well,
so I could imagine.
It's really different now. I mean, it's different in every state because everyone's kind of doing their own thing, which is more chaotic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So wait, so with the local scene out there, and you guys aren't having any incoming flights or anything, I mean, you guys are based on tourism, right?
Yes.
So how are you guys affected economically? Like, is there any kind of funding or financial aid being provided by the government for you guys? Or
I believe there is a meeting this evening, just for promoters and people who throw events and stuff.
Yeah,
the minister to kind of go through the procedures that they're gonna take and the type of help that they're gonna give to us as entertainers and voters and stuff like that. So yeah, I believe that their intentions are definitely good, and they're definitely going to throw some things out there. I think there are some grants that they're going to be giving to people who trying to do stuff outside of the box as well, creatives and people like that, which is really interesting because we've never really had somebody set up such systems. But I feel like the leadership now is definitely forward thinking, and we definitely can tackle things head on. Crop over normally brings in what, $80 to $100 million, you know, so we now have to look to see how we could generate some of that internally. It's not going to be nowhere close to 80 to 100 million, but people still got to eat, you know?
Yeah.
There are definitely ways to do it. So we'll see.
Crop over is a whole week thing, or is it a 1 day thing, or how does that work?
Bro, it's 3 months. It's a season. You know, it's like Carnival is a season, you know?
It's like a 6-week festival kind of, right?
Yeah.
It lasts for about 6 weeks.
The core of it is 6 weeks, you know, but the momentum starts to build around June-ish. The real meat of it will be July, last 2 weeks of July, first week of August, you know, and the actual parade is held on the first Monday of August every year.
That's the one we see Rihanna looking all great in, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homies still.
And Crop Over, y'all been doing, I mean, it's like a 200-year tradition. It's like, it's been going on forever. Like, I think it started with like the sugarcane plantations during slavery for like a harvest festival, right? And now it's become this huge thing, right?
Celebrate the actual harvest.
Yeah.
And obviously, sugarcane was a big money maker for us. We grow and export sugarcane, and that was a huge thing for us and our economy as well. So we have something to kind of celebrate and commemorate the vibes, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy. I've always seen videos of Crop Over, and it's been insane. I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to go to Carnival. You know, to you, what is the difference between? I know Crop Over was kind of originated in Barbados, but what is the difference between Carnival and Crop Over? Pretty much.
Carnival. First of all, Carnival in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Well, Trinidad is the Mecca of Carnival. Yeah. You don't get no bigger than that. I mean,
because I always see it spread everywhere. It's like throughout the whole year. It's spread. It's like a whole tour in different cities and countries, right?
Yeah. So
all year.
Carnival in Trinidad is the Mecca. So it begins there, and then it just flows. There's Barbados after. There's St. Vincent. There's Grenada, Lucia.
Right.
And all the islands it goes on. VIE, St. Kitts, everybody has their own thing.
And then finally Brooklyn. Like, they have it.
You know, shout out to Brooklyn. Brooklyn is its own country still, you know.
Brooklyn has its own carnival. It's unofficial.
And then it stops in Toronto.
Yeah, Caribana is a big thing. Shout out to Dr. J. He basically he's the OG over there. He runs things, you know.
Yeah.
As he's good prince. But yeah, man. It's a lifestyle, and a lot of money is generated through Carnival, you know. People live, eat, breathe Carnival, and I love it. I love it because is what is in our DNA.
Yeah,
you know. So just being able to experience that in different cultures and in different ways in different countries is a blessing still. So yeah, man.
You have a lot of people all over different countries come for Carnival, or it's just for...
Nah, people from all types of places come to consume Carnival in all countries, all countries. So it's an amazing thing, man. And if you could experience it, I would definitely invite you guys to do so.
We're all staying at Puffy's house.
Easy. Just let me know.
What's your favorite genre of music out there in Barbados? Is it dancehall? Is it soca? Like, what is your go-to?
What's my favorite genre, or what's the favorite genre of people here?
Well, I know that like soca is huge. You know what I mean? Like, I talk to like, you know, dancehall reggae DJs all the time, and they're like, you know, at their gigs, they're like, everyone's just waiting for me to play soca. Like, they're just waiting for the soca set. You know what I'm saying? Like,
soca people, a soca crowd.
Yeah.
Oh boy, very special group of individuals, man. Like you would play dancehall for 10 minutes, and the soca people standing up looking at you like this.
Wow.
And this 10 minutes out of a 4-hour party, you know. Yeah, soca has a very an amazing cult-like following, man. But I think here is definitely soca heavy.
Right.
We have a new wave of dancehall coming up right now.
Really?
That's not even Jamaican. It's Barbadian and Trinidad, and this wave is serious, man. These are like budding superstars in its own little world. It's crazy.
Wow.
So Bajan dancehall and Trinidadian dancehall is definitely a budding thing that people should get up on. What's some of
the songs or standout songs or artists that are kind of leading this new movement?
So one of the biggest songs would be a song named Chargy by LRG. Anywhere me step my Chargy, gonna step call my Chargy, stepping with a brave heart. That's the edited version. I don't know where this podcast going, so I don't want to sing the raw. But
you can say whatever you want, man.
Yeah. Fair enough. If you could check out LRG Chargy, that's definitely one of the big ones.
Wow.
For sure. That's the heavy one.
I was talking with MoMA, and like MoMA, I'm sure you've heard of Everyday People, right? He has that really great party.
That's the home.
Yeah. What do you call it? I would be over there, and for the first time I saw him play Pick It Up, and it was like this. I want to talk about these soca dances where
pick up something.
Yeah, pick it up.
And I want you to pick up something.
Yeah. So like
run with it.
Everyone just starts picking up something. Like some people were picking up the tables, chairs, bottles, drinks, boxes, people, and they just have it over their head. They're just picking it up, and the song is like pick up something, and then they just
anything. Yeah.
There's like these wild, crazy dances. What is it like? Wet It Up too.
So Wet It Up is another one. So Run With It is actually from Grenada. The homie Mr. Killer sing that one, and Wet It Up is from where Vinci, St. Vincent. The guys are doing a great job at creating these things, man. Is something that you have to. I was saying the other day on a panel discussion with Audio Matt. These hit songs are songs that you could hear them, but what makes these songs hits are actually if you experience these songs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because there's a story and there's an experience to all these songs. So these songs hit different when you experience them.
Yeah. I mean, there's a culture to it, right? You have to be a part of that. You have to experience the culture for yourself. It's one thing to just, hear the music, It's like when I was there, I was like, holy. Obviously, if I heard that song, I would have been like, yo, that song's cool. And then when I saw the song at Everyday People, I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is fucking crazy, right? This is like nuts.
It's different.
And it's funny because I explain soca to people and they don't get it, and especially here in Vegas. So I'm from New York. Never's from New York.
Vegas would never get it.
But that's one of the things in the States that obviously there's like in big cities like New York and Miami and maybe a little bit in LA, but like not really much. In LA. Yeah, but
because I couldn't tell you what's the difference between soca, dancehall, Like I would not know. I just know what the mainstream songs were. Eventually, I found out how to determine what's what. But at first, and sometimes even now, like if I hear a song, I'm like, "Wait, that sounds more like reggae, dancehall, reggaeton, whatever." But it's a little LA doesn't quite have the culture of the Caribbean, and it sucks. It really does because it's a genre of music that's great, but you don't get to experience it like that in LA.
You know. What I love about LA, there's a group of Belizeans and people from Belize that throw some amazing parties in LA.
Where is this? Where?
I can't even remember the venues. Nothing. Just search for Elusive Sound. Shout out to Kareem. If you could go to one of these parties, go for real.
I mean, not now, but later. Like maybe.
Yeah, later. All right.
Maybe next year.
Generally speaking, generally speaking.
Do you encounter that sometimes, like coming into the States, going into different countries and cities where they have like literally no like education or knowledge of soca or like dancehall music or any Caribbean music at all?
Yeah, I mean there's always like a way to kind of feed them, you give them the bendable songs. The bendable ones, the ones that sound a little more, the tones kind of close to something that they might know. And, you just give them one or two, and then you give them something that they know, and then you give them another one during the night. But to play a full set, it wouldn't be pleasing to certain audiences still. You still got to be aware of who's in front of you and read the room still, So... What? I definitely try to squeeze and stay close to my roots because that's what people want me to do. But at the end of the day, you can't forget who you playing for still.
Yeah. What in your opinion? What's the toughest city that you spun in that it was like, oh man, this is tough. I'm getting no reaction to any Caribbean music.
Barbados.
What the fuck?
Listen to me. If you can play for a Bajan crowd, you can play anywhere in the world. If you could get Barbadian people to move, you can play anywhere. You understand? This is one of the hardest crowds that you will ever play for.
Break it down. What are they? Music snobs? What are they like?
Bro, it's just very analytical. Sometimes they just want what they want, and if they don't get what they want at that time, they're just not fucking with you, man. It's just like.
Do you have to switch it up every like 15 minutes, or how does it work?
It depends on the vibe and depends on the party too. It depends on the type of party, but it's just You really have to read the room, and these are people you have to almost grab them and bring them into your zone. You know what I mean? It's not like these are not people that gonna walk through a gate and be like, yeah, we here to party. These are people that gonna show up, go to the bar, buy a drink, stand up, look around, look at who there, look at, okay, well, yo, she think that dress that she got on don't look good. I don't like those shoes. Oh, maybe the music is good right now. Okay, cool. Nod head. Then maybe after having a couple drinks, they're gonna think about bopping. But these are people that you have to be like, you are here to enjoy yourself. Come dance right now. Like, you have to interact with them and rope them in and give them that energy, because
is that why you're so high energy when you DJ?
Probably. Barbados is a very serious training ground, man.
It
is the best training ground a DJ can have.
Wow.
What do you have to play to get the crowd going?
It depends, bro. It depends on the time. It depends on what's going on, the type of crowd. Sometimes funny banter is lovely. If you could interact with somebody, I like to do that. You in a white dress thing, your face push up. I don't like that. You come on, shake a leg, give me a little wine. Hey, all right, cool. Look, her face was push up, and she was the stushiest person in the party. Why you all over here can't dance? Do so, yeah. And then you see people start to, because the energy then translates and it then moves from one membrane to the next. You know what I mean? So you kind of go, let the energy be what's the word? When
contagious?
Contagious, yeah.
Got it.
So you gotta start with one person and then kind of move if you're really trying to start that vibe, you know?
That's interesting. So you only get that in Barbados, you would say, not any of the other islands.
Mostly Jamaica is a hard crowd too, boy.
Yeah,
Jamaica's serious. If you're not on top of your game in Jamaica, a pure baccalan thing them a throw at you.
No clue what that meant.
That means you're gonna get a beer at your fucking head, right? You're gonna
buckle on top of buckle.
You're gonna get a beer bottle to the dome. Yo,
duck you duck.
Is it because the music is so because it's not commercialized, it's not crossover as much, right? Is it that you have to stay really on top of what the locals are, kind of what the local scene is?
I would definitely say it's a plus if you're aware of what the local scene is, man. Especially if you're not from a specific country or island or territory, you know. And I think it goes generally across the board for DJing. Like, you know, if I come to LA and I play like some West Coast stuff, something that's popping over there, you know what I mean? Like, people will be like, oh, wow, he really did his homework. And that's impressive, you know, to see a DJ do their homework and be up on top of what's happening in, we call it the trenches, like in the trenches, you know? That's important.
So then what's the opposite? What's like the most receptive city that you've DJed in where you're like, holy shit, I never knew that they would wild out like they're wilding out to like...
There are a few, man. Toronto's always a vibe, B.
Right.
Toronto always, because, you know, Toronto's one of the most diverse places that you can play, diverse cities, you know, in terms of the Caribbean stuff and obviously North America. So it's like, to be able to fuse everything is fantastic for me. Asia's popping, bro. Like, really? You see our 3-style tours videos, like, we play anything out there and it goes. People vibe off of it, man. They just come out and have a good time. So I love playing in Asia because people are just like, yo, we coming to see Puffy, we coming to party. So, boom, whatever I throw on is a vibe still. Once you give people that energy, they mess with it.
I want to give you props because on your Red Bull 3 style, it was in Chile, and you infused a lot of the Spanish culture and those great songs into your set. So I want to give you props for that because you adapted that very well.
But that's DJing, you know. As I said earlier, you do your homework and you keep your ear to the ground and try to diversify and give the people what they want.
When you went on that Red Bull World Tour, right? What was that, like 2016, 17? Yeah. Like, was that somewhat life-changing for you? Did it make you kind of like, rethink your sets or what kind of music you want to play? I feel like whenever any of these DJs the world champs who win the Red Bull 3 style, whenever they go on this tour, they come back like, holy shit, I don't want to play what I was playing before. Like I want to play all this other shit that I was able to like absorb on that tour, you know?
I will say just not even winning, just being in the competition itself, you know, just being exposed to that environment alone is life changing me. Because here you're amongst all the goats, the goats of their respective countries, and then the goats of all time in this industry that we work in, you know? So that in itself, that energy alone and that knowledge and that information and that zone, that vibe, that in itself is life changing me, you know? So it starts there, and then to go on the tour now, you being involved or you being exposed to all these different cultures, and you're learning the hot songs from these places, and you're a little more confident in yourself because people are coming out to see you, and you're then your mind is like, okay, I want to take more risks, you know? It's like, yo, like you now have a platform to be who you are and to represent who you are and how you do things 100% and accurately and most like authentically. You know, is authentically even a word? I don't
sure,
yeah.
Yeah.
You could be your 100% self, your authentic self. You know, and I think that is something that all the champs go through. They're like, yo, I want to do this, and I'm not afraid to do this. This is who I am, and boom, and I embracing this. And being on the tour definitely gives you that fuel and that energy to be able to come back and be like, all right, well, this is what I learned. This is who I am now. Like I've transformed into this. I've evolved into Blastoise now. So, you know,
Blastoise,
Charizard.
Do you find it kind of conflicting when you come back home to Barbados and it's like you're not allowed to take some of these risks, or are you allowed to take some of these risks? Genre-wise,
I think everything is about reading the room, and there are certain places where you could throw 5 ounces of seasoning in the pot and it worked, and there are certain places that you could only do a teaspoon. You know, you just got to know how much you can give and take. So, you know, when I come back home, I know, okay, cool. Well, these people ain't really trying to hear a bunch of experimental shit. Like, so let me keep it at bare minimum, but still stay close to my identity and stay true to myself and give them what they want, but in my own flavor, you know?
Is there like an industry night in Barbados where all the locals come out? Because I was talking.
That's every night.
That's every night, is it?
I was going to say that, yeah.
Barbados is so small, bro. So it's just like, like there are certain places like tonight, like Friday night, most people or most of the who's will go on the West Coast, you know. So the West Coast is a Friday night thing. Last night we were on the South. There were a ton of people on the South Coast. My mind was blown. I could not even believe it.
Wow.
We went out, me and my boy, we went out for food, and we ended up getting home at 5 a.m. Wow. Like that's how sick it was. Like everybody was outside last night. But
so you guys are kind of, you know, back to normal outside of the tourism, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
So, and then, which is very different from us because you guys did the smart thing and you guys pretty much shut down all the airports. You shut down the airports. So there's no incoming
too,
and outgoing, right? Everyone's staying in. And that's really dope, man.
Barbados has about 250,000 of the population, right, Puffy? It's not a big population.
Like 300,000 people.
Yeah, so it's kind of easier to contain opposed to the U.S. 300 million.
But yeah, man, the nights here are pretty jiggy, man. Everybody knows everybody. It's a vibe. Like it's pretty. There are chill nights, and then there are wild nights, and there's a spot for everything. You know, you want a lot of dance hall, you go a particular place. You want to hear hip hop and more bougie vibes, you can go to a particular place. If you want to hear soca, you know there's a particular place for that. So
what's popping out there right now? Like the new Pop Smoke and shit?
Bro, I've been playing Pop Smoke's album on loop. But yeah, new Pop Smoke is definitely everybody wanna fuck with the woo.
So the hip hop scene out there is kind of big, right? In Barbados?
There are definitely people who are up on their shit, man. Like we're definitely up on it, and people like myself and there are other DJs, just people from our radio station too. Like we really try to pump people with our new stuff as well. We take pride in doing that. So yeah, man. Is
the small population in Barbados, does that kind of stem because everyone knows each other? It's such a small community that no one turns up as much as they would at local parties sometimes. Like it takes a little bit more because everyone's seeing the same people.
I think that is definitely a thing because I will definitely say when these same people that are a little stush and bougie and these parties at home fly and go overseas, you would not think that is the same person because they wilding.
Mm-hmm. That's what I always saw when like New Yorkers or LA or I mean not Miami but definitely New York and LA motherfuckers would come to Vegas. I'd see like a totally different person in Vegas.
Yeah.
Because they be super bougie in their city. They're like, I'm not going to show out in front of people I know. But as soon as they get into another city that they don't know anybody, they're like,
wildin'.
They're going for broke. Yeah.
I know.
Never, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Hey, yo, so I'm really a fan of, and I don't say this often because a lot of DJs who put their routines on Instagram, like, it can be questionable sometimes and whatnot, but I'm really a fan of your Instagram routines, your DJ routines.
Thanks,
like,
man.
Are you just constantly coming up with ideas? Do you set up a schedule for yourself where you're like, I gotta post at least one video a week? You know what I mean?
I kind of just ride with the vibe, B.
Yeah.
Like, there's sometimes that if I don't do something for a very long time, I would say, yo, I need to put some energy into that type of zone. Because you don't want to lose that. You don't want the sword to be dull, So it's like, there's certain times where you play a bunch of parties and then it's like, damn, like my whole creative juices are depleted because you're not thinking like that, And freestyle is also a very serious mentality. Is like a zone that you go again into. So, sometimes you can't always apply those methods to a party DJ set, especially a Caribbean one. But I try to stay up on it, but sometimes it just comes, man. Like a lot of these stuff, it just comes, and it comes in parts. So I would have like, a cool idea. I would take a little routine and put it down, and then I would come up with another one, and a week after and put it down, and then I would fuse all of them into like one video.
Wow. I was looking at your influences, right? Your musical influences. It's so varied. When you were speaking about the DJs, it was like Funkmaster Flex, Jazzy Jeff, Scratch, and then like Tiesto, Skrillex, Calvin Harris, Diplo,
Swedish House Mafia,
Scratch Bastard. Shout to Scratch Bastard. It's such a wide variety of genres. Like, what do you call it? It's EDM to hip hop. Were there any like dancehall DJs or Caribbean local DJs that
everybody from at home, Scratch Master, he basically like mentored me as well. Fuzz, John Doe, Bubbles, these are all local guys. Then Jamaica, there's Chromatic Sound, there's Renaissance, there's Stone Love, there's all these big sounds from Jamaica as well. Tony Mataran, Mighty Crown. You guys know Mighty Crown? Japan.
No. Mighty Crown, no.
Japanese sound.
Really?
If you don't know about Mighty Crown, type in Mighty Crown on YouTube and educate yourself for sure. Black Chinese, big sound. Shout out to Walshy too.
Walshy,
yeah. But yeah, man, the influences come from everywhere, B.
But I've never seen from the being in New York, I've never seen dancehall DJs scratch at all. You're actually probably maybe one of the first. Are there more out? Is that
man? Definitely.
Really?
There are a few dancehall DJs that could scratch, man. I feel like there are a lot of guys that were kind of underground that were really into the craft and turntablism. There was Heineken used to do a DJ competition called Green Synergy, and that was in the Caribbean, and a lot of turntablists came out of there. It used to be Scratch Master was in, Simply Smooth was a turntablist from there too. Wow. Mixmaster Paulie from St. Kitts. Is it St. Kitts Paulie from, boy? Something like that. DJ Outcast from St. Martin. Wow. These guys were guys from the islands were definitely heavy into this thing, man. And I'm sorry that this thing didn't get more shine.
Yeah, it's because in dancehall, I would say I really kind of studied the craft of like quick mixing and mic work from dancehall DJs.
Yeah, heavy.
Because it was constantly running through rhythms, working on the mic, skipping, even using the mic to skip through BPMs, just going all over the place. So fast. I know I'm a big fan of
BPM jumps, but
they just do it. Like
it works sometimes. Yeah. It works.
It really, really works. And
the right argument and the right song could turn a whole party upside down.
Yeah, definitely. Like I've seen DJs just like dancehall DJs just kind of run through a dancehall set, say like a couple words and drop Poison out of nowhere, Belle de DeVoe, and just take it to another level. Then switch it up again, and then go into like some trap music real quick, some turn up, and then go back to dancehall, go to soca, just in a span of like 10 minutes, just jumping all around. It's really hard.
is overdue, but
I've seen it, yo, and I was like, damn, that shit works. Them motherfuckers did that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, time and place for everything, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you're doing all of these like crossover, you have so much like influences. You have EDM, you have hip hop, you have dancehall, you have soca, and all of this. Is there anything that you want to like kind of centralize and focus on? Because we heard I was listening to your EP, Dream in Color, which you dropped this year, which was dope, man. It was really great. It was like kind of like a bunch of instrumental tracks, light on vocals, and it was kind of like you heard that kind of fusion everywhere. I would hear some steel pans here and there, you know.
Like, I basically threw all of my influences into that EPB.
Yeah,
I feel like that was my most authentic creative expression to date. Like just throwing everything that I've heard on tour and everything that I listen to into my own creation. Like that, to have that freedom, first of all, to have that time and to have that freedom is a blessing. So like to be able to share that with everybody, it was like, it was a big thing for me.
Did you find that time during the quarantine, or was this?
Absolutely. All those tracks were made in like a week.
Wow.
I made all those songs in a week.
Yeah, R.O.A.D was my favorite. Like, I love the way that sounds, man.
That's straight Nigeria, straight African vibes, B. Straight Afro.
Wow, so you did that all in 1 week?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And then, do you want to go into production more?
I'm definitely into it right now, bro. Like, I'm into it. I put out 2 records with a Grenadian artist, really talented, amazing guy called Vaughn. So we did a song called Quarantina F. And then we put out another record called Waste Man, a dancehall song. We actually have an album coming because we got like 20 songs together right now.
Oh, wow.
It's just Vaughn sending me vocals that he recorded, and I just producing the beat in a day and sending him back. Or me having a beat that I did at home and sending it to Vaughn, and Vaughn would send me back a song the next day. Like, so the album is definitely coming, and I'm definitely into the production zone very heavily right now.
Have you always been in production, or
kind of? Yeah, like we used to do like remixes. I used to do a lot of remixes, and just like being influenced by the dance hall culture as well, and soca. Like we're very into creating our own edits, you know, as well. Just like how DJs and hip hop do, you know. We were into throwing like dancehall acapellas over hip hop beats and vice versa. So it was always a thing for me to kind of get creative and dabble into the production a little bit. But now actually being able to make my own songs from scratch,
right?
That is the zone that we're in, and the DJ producer route is where we're going. Not the typical piano hands, but you know, more songs.
Well, that's great, because typically you wouldn't have that time to do that shit because you'd be on tour, you'd be in DJing gigs off and on, right? Yeah.
So it was an underlying gift, man. It was a blessing in disguise.
Is that a focus? Is there a focus though that you want to kind of go to, or like, you know, musically? Do you? Sometimes I get frustrated, honestly. Like the one thing I've been frustrated now is like people approach me for live stream sets. And I don't know what direction to go with live stream sets because there's so many things I want to play, but I can't centralize, you know, where I want to go.
Yeah.
Do you encounter that at all? Especially when you're doing production, like you have so many influences, like where, you know, which way do I go?
Yeah. So like it depends on like the artist and the song, you know. Like now I've just been making whatever I want. So like I made some hip hop stuff. There's an R&B track that I have coming out. There's a lot of dancehall. There's a lot of like UK influence hip hop too. There's some reggaeton stuff down in there.
So you're just like you're just throwing it out. You're just like, let me just get Afrobeat, it out.
Yeah, like got Afrobeat record with Vaughn as well on the album. Like I just doing what I feel like doing, B. And I feel like that freedom is priceless, dog. Like it's make what you want.
How does the Latin music like? Is there a scene out there in Barbados by any chance, like for the reggaeton, or just mix it all with it?
Not really, but if it's a big song, like you could definitely throw it in the mix and people will vibe with it still. But you wouldn't find like a 10-minute reggaeton set in a party here.
Wow,
you will play a Mi Gente and an X and come out quick, play a dancehall record.
That's so like it's so frustrating sometimes, though, right? Sometimes, like when you go to certain cities or countries, like I feel like if I go to like outside, like in certain cities and countries in the States here, even like I have to play the same dance hall songs, you know, like Murder She Wrote, you know, Kevin Little, Turn Me On, and I can't really delve outside of that sometimes more than that.
Sean Paul.
Yeah, like I just like I just wonder, like, you know, like do you feel pigeonholed sometimes with the amount of like the lack of education that some of the people in the States and countries have?
Yeah, kind of, but it's like if it's one thing that Scratch told me, Scratch Master is like, it's not what you do, but it's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so even if you want to educate them, just 2 for y'all, 1 for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you give them 2 that they know, and just play 1 for yourself. And I bet you somebody in the party can Shazam that shit. You know what I mean? And the record not on long, a minute and a half. You know, and then you dive back into something that they meant, like, you know.
Yeah.
But
I like that.
Yeah, just give and take, man. Work with the people. Then I don't get frustrated a lot though.
Really, you don't?
Nah.
Oh man, I get frustrated all the time.
I
All the time.
A lot of them, like, but I mean, out there, like a lot of them industry parties be kind of weird too, though. You know, like, people just come out to hear the favorite song.
And show out for the gram and
the shaky vibe. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know a lot of DJs hate that shit.
Yeah, we all do, pretty much.
Yeah. The microphone dropping off.
So I love soca from all the soca music that I you know, the little bit of soca music that I know from like Trinidad, Palance, you know, like all of those go-to records, you know.
There's some people that if you play Palance, they'll be vexed at you.
Yeah.
It's just,
they'd be like, why are you playing this? This is played out, kind of.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know much. So I wanted to kind of go through. I wanted to talk about the traveling soca parties that I've heard about.
Okay, cool.
What is this? Can you break it down? We need like a soca lesson from you, because I was looking it up and there's like so many versions of soca. You know, there's like the kind of like the really high energy kind of double time. It's almost like Caribbean drum and bass. You know what I mean?
160 BPM.
Yeah.
And then there's like the groovy soca that's like Kevin Little, Turn Me On, Rupee, Tempted to Touch kind of shit. Yeah. So I want to know more about these like traveling soca parties.
So there's groovy soca.
Yeah.
There's bashment soca.
Bashment. Which is like raga soca, right? They also call it?
Yeah, it's more like is dance hall infused soca, you know? So like they would take like dance hall rhythm and like flip it into a soca beat. You know, there's Dennery segment, which is from St. Lucia. There's also a style of music that's from like Dominica,
right?
Bouillon,
yeah. Bouillon, so jump up soca, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, jump up is Antigua as well.
And there's like Afro soca, right?
Afro. Yeah, there's Afro, and then there's obviously the power soca and the fast stuff.
Power soca, yeah, that's what they call it.
I didn't realize there were like so many different types of soca genres.
Yeah,
a lot of genres in soca be.
I just did research, my little Wikipedia research, so like that's the only reason why I know some of this shit. But it was breaking it down. There's like chutney soca, which is actually the OG soca, right? From
Indian vibes. There's calypso.
Yeah, it's calypso. Well, yeah, everything kind of stems from, I think, calypso, and then like steel band soca, I guess, which is a lot of steel pans on it that became its own. And then there's parang soca, which is like more parang, yeah. There's like parang soca, which is like Venezuelan influence, right? It's like Latin. There's like it's in English and Spanish. It's kind of amazing that, you know, that there's so many categories to this one genre. It's great.
Belize has their own thing too. What's it called, man? Somebody help me with that.
Belize. Let me look it up.
The wrong people.
Soca too. Let me Google that. Punta. Yeah, Punta music.
Actually, that's more Punta music. It's more
like,
Salvadorian for some odd reason.
Guatemala, that kind of vibe.
Yeah. It's very like up tempo 140.
Is it like borderline merengue kind of a little bit?
Nah, it's very fast paced, bro. It's very extremely fast paced, and you have to kind of dance on your toes the whole time. That's what's called punta. Punta is the toe, is the tip of your toe. So
there's Afro punta. There's a whole there's so many genres of this thing.
The song, the most famous punta song is that 1, 2, 3, that one. That's the one that at every quinceañera you play it and it goes the fuck off.
Who's that by? Who's that by?
I don't even know.
I don't even know, to tell you the truth. It's like we just know, like, just play 1, 2, 3, and then everybody would know exactly what song that is.
Yeah.
I love it, man. So wait. So break down. We had like a little soca. We had soca 101 just now. What is like these traveling soca parties? Because Momo be telling me all about this.
Man, one of the biggest parties is actually put on by a really good friend of mine. His name is Private Ryan. It's called Soca Brainwash, and there's like 10,000 people in Trinidad. Like this is like a festival, and like he does it in Trinidad. He does it here in Barbados. He does it in New York, in Toronto. Is amazing. Another one is Soca R.O.A.D by another friend of mine, Dr. J, the Soca Prince. Fantastic, amazing party. And then they just go. They go off. These guys decide, they have a movement, they have a following, and people want to consume this amazing product in different territories. And every territory that it's in, it's a different vibe because it's obviously influenced by that territory, And I'm also getting into that as well, throwing my party hyped in different countries as well and giving it its own identity. So yeah, man, we do our thing in that little arena, and people are really into consuming these products and these events in all these different countries. So it's a fantastic thing, B. It's a fantastic thing, and crowds range from 1,000 people to 10,000, as I said, depending on the city.
That's great.
They don't have it in Las Vegas, right?
Nah, there's no scene in Vegas.
No, there's nothing here.
Las Vegas is probably the last market for that shit. Like, honestly,
last.
There's some dancehall soca DJs in Vegas, but it's such a small community. But do you ever think that soca's gonna ever cross over into like the big mainstream market? Because like, or it doesn't even matter at this point because it already has its core following, right?
It definitely does, and that's definitely true. Like, we definitely have the core following.
Yeah.
And crossover is such a touchy word, man. We had this discussion last week too.
Yeah.
Just the word crossover, but I think
break it down. What
I think the gateway is just collaboration, man.
Yeah,
just through collaboration, we could definitely play the numbers game a bit more. As in grow our numbers and grow the consumption of these genres. So it's just we got aim to collaborate a bit more with people outside of our circles and roping a Latin guy, like a soca song with Nicky Jam would be nice,
Yeah.
I mean, Marshall's already been doing it, collaborating with Ashanti and all these people, Pitbull, all these people, inviting all these people to his show in Trinidad and Marshall Monday, and really trying to bridge the gap between the world outside there and soca music. So it's definitely something, but collaboration is the way, and I think more artists need to do that.
You think Rihanna's gonna do that in her next album, since it's very Caribbean kind of based album? Or
without saying too much, I definitely think that she's gonna step closer to the roots, and she's gonna give us a bit more vibes on the album in terms of dancehall, reggae, Caribbean influences. For sure. So you can look out for that.
You seem like you heard have you heard anything?
I know. It's like you were in the listening session.
What's up? I'm saying what's up. What you heard?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Tell us what Robin is doing.
A little bit. Give us a taste.
I don't know what she's doing. I don't know.
So wait, break down. You were.
I'm looking forward to it. Just like you guys, fam.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is definitely. Everybody's been waiting on this album for years, dog. Like,
yeah.
I know she's been.
Whenever it comes, if it comes, who knows?
I know she's still recording. There's like 200 plus songs that are out there. That
you You might know more than me.
Yeah, I mean, I know that there's like 200 plus songs, and they're just kind of going through it. They're just going through all of them, man. She has a lot of songs though. She's
a legend in her own right. Like, you know, so who knows? Who knows? The world is looking forward to this, and when she drops, the world's gonna stop for sure.
Hey, so let's go back a little bit. Break down. You felt really uncomfortable about the crossover word. Can you break that down a little bit?
It's just an ongoing topic with people from this genre or this region. You know, like people always like, yo, I want to make a song that sounds like it will cross over. But what's the crossover sound like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, all the records that were accepted. Like, look at all of Sean Paul stuff.
Right.
Did he try to make a crossover song? No. It was just a good song, you know? So why do we have to sit down and be like, yo, I want to make something that sounds like a crossover and lose our authenticity and lose our identity?
Right.
When people want to experience what we stand for and everything that we do, like for real, you know, I guess it's just the packaging. I don't know, or sometimes it just doesn't reach there. Is the reach? You know, but it doesn't mean that people want to hear something that sounds mainstream. You know, when get busy bus, when Diwali rhythm bus, it didn't sound mainstream. It was just Diwali.
Yeah.
You know, when buyout bus, it was just buyout. You know, when buzz rhythm, give me the light bus, that's dance hall.
All these are all legendary rhythms, by the way.
Yeah, when Showtime rhythm bus. Yeah, we're having a bashment party. See me when we have a girl. When Shaggy bus, it was Shaggy. And that's reggae and dancehall. You know what I mean? When Murder She Wrote bus, what's that? That's dancehall.
Yep, the Bam Bam rhythm, yep.
Yeah, when Bam Bam bus, it was...
And it took like...
That's authentic dancehall, B. So why we trying to make something that sounds like something that's on the radio in North America?
But Shaggy definitely tried to hit that crossover market. I mean, he had like bombastic, let's get it on remix kind of thing. Kind of like making it more palatable for kind of white America or like, you know, crossover.
I think Angel, it wasn't me.
You are my angel. Yeah, my dog. Yeah.
If anyone's the king or the legend of crossover dancehall, it's probably Shaggy. For intentionally making that. Yeah.
Do you think he did it more for people to digest it easily and understand it, or you think he did it for crossover purposes?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all about the packaging still, right? So it's like, who knows what they were thinking when they made that song? You know, who knows? But again, it's in the packaging. Like, sometimes a song will not necessarily have a passport or wings because of the reach, because of it's not on Spotify, it's not on iTunes, it doesn't have a music video. Look at these things. We need to kind of look at this zone and dabble into getting our music out there a little more. Yeah, you know, go to Apple Music, go to Spotify, and say, yo, listen, this dancehall playlist ain't cutting it. Why are we seeing Afrobeat records in our dancehall playlist? What going on? You know. Or I mean, DJ City is doing a good job of having a lot of the core records. No, but even DJ City having having people that could curate, having curators that could look at what's going on and ears to the ground. People like myself that could say, yo, this is the hot song. No, we got a big movement coming out of Barbados in terms of dancehall. These are 3 big songs that DJs should be playing. Yep. If you try to come here and make a mark on this market, you know, I think the authenticity or the people involved need to be a bit closer to home. That's all. I mean, let's spread the vibes a little more.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely talk to DJ City about getting you on to curate some of that for.
Oh, I'm game. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'll definitely.
I got more time now. I got more time now. So
I think that'll be awesome, man. If they could start pushing that a little bit more, that'd be great.
Surely.
I had a conversation one time, and they were talking about. Call
Styles.
Wait, what'd you say?
Call Styles.
Yeah. Get Styles on the phone.
Yeah.
Get Styles on the phone.
Definitely, man. He just emailed me, so I'm gonna hit him back, man. I had a conversation once with you know, I think it was Silent Addy, right? He was saying that you know, dancehall artists.
I watched that one.
You saw that one, yeah. Like they just don't have an interest to really cross over. But you're telling me a little bit different, right? That some of them do want to cross over.
Some of them do dancehall and soca, but some of them also don't. You know, I mean, Addy works with a lot of these guys closer than I do. You know. So he would know exactly what they're thinking. But I think there are a lot of guys, especially in the soca world, that would love to be accepted in other markets as well.
Yeah. Is there also a thing? I had a conversation once where they were saying a lot of like the light skinned dancehall artists, or a lot of the light skinned artists from the Caribbean tend to blow up more, you know, and is that maybe more accepting for a crossover audience to see that kind of artist, you know, visually, or do you think it doesn't really fucking matter at all? Because we've also seen like Vibes Cartel, right? Kind of go through like a skin bleaching and all of this stuff. So I'm wondering,
I mean, that's a social thing, especially like Jamaica definitely had a little culture in terms of their mentality and society generally, and people just embracing more like skinned people, etc. But again, it's all about the packaging still, you know what I mean? Right. If you go on there, there's 2 sets of water. Yeah, it's water, but if the label look nice, you're more liable to, or you were more pick up the one that look nice than a pop down bottle, right? You know, so it's marketing still, man. It's marketing.
Is it great that like legends like Buju Banton is still like releasing an album now?
Yo, listen, big up to Buju, man. Yeah. One time, like that's the whole me. Shout out to the whole team still. Like it's amazing as a legend, and just as a kid, I grew up watching Buju on this TV, you know, and now for him to be able to come back in 10 years and put out another piece of another body of work with all these collaborations as well is something legendary, man. It's massive. It's massive. And to be able to witness that and be a part of that too is serious. Shout out to Buju, man.
I mean, I think my first dancehall record that I bought, the first vinyl that I bought was Buju Banton Bogle in like 30 years ago. Like,
jeez on, dog.
I bought doubles of it too because I wanted to double up because the beginning is so hard when he comes in new style, and I was like, oh man, I want to double up on this joint, and I just think 30 years later, you know, I don't think like a lot of maybe the newer generation know about him, but I mean, to me, seeing him 30 years later come out is.
Buju is a legend. When he stepped foot on stage, it was crazy just to be able to witness that too. Like, here is it. Like, I got goosebumps even talking about it right now. You know, like just watching people from all generations, because these are people that their parents would have told them, or they would have grown up listening to Buju. I know it's like, yo, they're being granted the opportunity to witness this live, man. So,
did you like his new album?
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
I thought it was really good too.
Yes, man. The tones, Dave Kelly killed our bless. I love that song, man. The tones, just the sound of it is something fantastic, man.
Shout to our fam too, Ross One and Pace Rock, who produced Cheatin'. They produced that record. That was a good record too.
Yeah, man.
And then so you're still on the radio, right? Are you?
Yeah, I went back to radio since I'm at home. You know what I mean? It was just it's only right. It's only right I go back home to the station. I mean, I dedicated 6 years on my career to radio here in Barbados. And I was in school and on the radio in high school, you know. So I would leave school in the afternoon and go to the radio station, do homework there, and then go on air for 9 o'clock, finish at 12.
That's crazy.
Stay till 2 a.m. to do homework, to study, go home, and then go to school the next morning for 8:30. So,
dedication.
It's definitely dedication, man.
Dedication,
yeah, that's crazy.
So wait, you left the radio. I want to shout the radio, Slam 101 FM, right?
Yeah.
And so you left them in around 2017 when you went on tour with Red Bull,
16.
Right? 16.
I left. My last shift was August 31st, 2016.
Wow, you remember that shit?
Yeah. So last time he clocked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. Here in the States, radio, hip hop radio, or any kind of radio now isn't as big as it once was in the 90s. How big is it for an artist from Barbados or anybody to have a track on the radio? Are you guys still respected? Like the radio still the number one source of music to be put out, or is it more like the States?
I would agree that it's not the number one source of music right now, but it still definitely plays a big role in influence, you know what I mean? Because there are people who don't have access to streaming stuff, or who only have YouTube when they go home, and you know, they might be at work. People like you at the gas station working, they got the radio on. You in the office or you go into a mall, sometimes they got the radio on. You know what I mean? you walk in town in the city, vendors and thing, they got the radio on. You know what I mean? So it's still, I would say it still definitely plays a role, but I would agree that it's not as big as it once was.
Got it.
So when you went back to radio, when did you just go back this year?
It was what, like four weeks ago.
Wow.
He was like, I can do it again.
Did they approach? Did they approach you? You're like, fuck it, let me go back. I want to stay busy.
It was just a vibe, man. Like me and my boss from radio, like we always keep in contact. We got a group chat together. We talk shit every day. So it's just like, you know what? Let me come back home and bless up the place still.
Nice.
and then it just started as a little idea, and then now like we got big sponsors like the Rum of Barbados, Mount Gay.
Yeah.
Remy Martin, they're on board now. They sponsor my shift on a Saturday, and it's a big deal, you know.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So wait, what days are you on over there?
Right now, I only do Saturdays.
Saturdays.
So Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to 12, and that's Eastern time.
That's great because you would have never been able to do that if everything was back to normal, right?
Exactly. I would have been flying.
How is it now? How is it approaching the radio? Does it feel different? Like, are you able to do something? You know what I mean? As opposed to like 4 years ago.
I feel like I got a little more freedom now.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, he won Red Bull. Play whatever you want.
He traveled all around the world.
I got a little more freedom now. I got some clout.
That's good. So they're not on your ass like they were. You basically can play whatever you want.
Yeah. I could say, yo, I got 15. I break out 15 pass. Yo, I planned out half pass. Yo, don't call me. Don't tell me nothing. I playing 30 minutes of commercial free music right now because I ain't trying to play no ads right now.
Wow, that's dope.
I don't feel like playing ads. So let me go vibes today.
Wait, so that's dope. Like so you get to approach the show every Saturday, however you want, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how much are you able to go off the spectrum of like how much can you just freestyle and just go off?
All 3 hours, bro.
Really?
Damn.
All 3 hours. I show up and I close my eyes and I'm like, how I feeling today? All right, cool. Let me start with some reggae and build it from there. Yo, like last Saturday, I played 90s and early 2000s R&B.
Wow. Like
Bear Cisco and thing at Saturday morning radio. You would never Unleash the Dragon on Saturday morning. Like you would never hear that.
That's crazy.
You would never hear that in New York. But the text box was flying. And people are like, oh, yo, I hear this shit. Oh, my God, what the hell? This is what we need. This is what you need. Dope. Let's break the monotony and kick against the norm, dog.
Nice.
It's straight vibes. That's all it is.
Do you go IG live when you do those
all the time?
Sets?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, great.
It's really interesting to like be able to show people behind the scenes too, because a lot of the time they were only able to hear. Mm-hmm. Obviously, now everybody's like, now you can see. You can see exactly what I'm doing. MCing and DJing on the radio at the same time is one of the hardest things that you could ever decide to do in life. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Like it is definitely very difficult, but they see how hectic it gets, you know. And
have you tried live streaming yet or no?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you into it? That shit is difficult as fuck, man.
I haven't really done the Twitch vibes a lot, but I did do the IG lives. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff had his block party online too. The Break the Monotony, and we did that.
Jazzy and
Jeff,
then, right?
Yeah. And then there were a couple local promoters who put together some online parties here on Instagram too. That did pretty well. Guys from Jamaica too. Parties from Jamaica too that they threw like online parties. I did a Zoom party like a couple weeks ago for some friends in Germany too.
How was that?
That was lit, bro. We had a big 1 liter bottle of rum and we almost finished that whole thing. Me and my friends in this same room. It was off the rocker. It was madness.
Do you have any interest in doing Twitch at all or not really?
First of all, I need to clean up this room.
Wait. Can I say something? Can I say something? I love your Instagram videos, but I always am like, yo, I wish I could just go to his crib and clean up the shit. Clean up some of the shit.
I was telling y'all earlier, like, yo, 75% of this room is mine. The other 25% belongs to my father. All right. Anything that look messy is my dad's.
Is that the desk in the back with like the
in the back? Yeah, I try to put a flag over it so that you all his guitar papers and things. But like he has like a lot of storage stuff in here, man. And to all the people that throw shade and bad mind my room, the last time I tried to clean this room, I threw away the deed to the house.
What?
And my dad cussed, and he had to go in the garbage to dig up for it to find it again. So it is not my fault that the room is dirty. But there are very important things in here that belong to my father that I refuse to touch again. All right. So don't bad mind my room, man. Just watch the routine and enjoy the craft and stop praying me, man.
It's fucking hilarious, man. So,
yeah, you also got to get it locked because your mom be coming into the room half of the time with your routine.
That's vibes, dog. You don't know.
His mom be walking in, and she's just like,
that's an authentic representation of Caribbean culture. Caribbean parents don't care what you're doing. When they want what they want, they're coming for it. You understand?
And when you got to go eat, you got to go eat. They'll come looking for you.
Your food on the table, eh?
Is that why she's coming in to let you know that the food's ready?
Oh, who knows? It could be anything, though.
That's crazy. I love it.
Does your mom call you Puffy, or she calls you by your real name?
Andre, yeah.
Andre.
Okay. She keeps him humble.
You don't call me no Puffy, nothing, B.
I like how you got that name. So you went to did you go to school dressed as Puffy for like Halloween or something? Or what was that?
It was like a costume vibes. I was like 12 or 13.
Well, which Puffy outfit did you have?
I had on it was like a white fur coat, a kangaroo hat, a toothpick, some red knockoff Timbs. It wasn't even Timbs. It was like shit called Vikes or some shit like that. Vikings.
Lugs.
Not even Lugs, B.
That was 2000 Puff, right?
Yeah.
That was
like how did it 2000?
That was like Hate Me Now, Nas Puff, right?
Yeah,
With the white fur coat. Yeah.
White fur coat, can't go high. It was stupid.
Did you have a picture or no? You got a picture?
Definitely not. Thank God I don't.
I was gonna say that would have been the perfect cover, man, for this.
You as Puffy, that'd be great.
I'm so glad that does not exist.
Well, actually, since we're talking about your parents, I mean, there was you grew up in a really musical household, right? Your mother was a singer, right? She's from Grenada, right?
Yeah.
So, and then your father plays the guitar, obviously.
Yeah, my dad plays the guitar. He's really into like jazz and all of that type of music.
It's great.
You know what I mean? Funk, Bear Bootsy Collins, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Damn.
All them vibes I was given as a child. So
I'm so jealous of DJs who grew up in like a musical environment because I didn't have that at all. Like anything like that. I'm
vexed because I only used to like play like drums and like I dabbled into like the trumpet when I was in high school. But
yeah.
I wish they taught me how to play like piano and thing. This production thing would have been much easier. I wish they stopped me down at 6 and was like, play this.
Yeah. I got the drums too. I wish my sister got the piano, but I wish I would have got the piano, because that would have been a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I took piano and I didn't retain any of that shit when I was younger.
Well done.
It's a win-lose for me.
But you did kind of grow up in some cool musical households, Cricket, but it was just what you wanted to hear. Your mom was playing the classical stuff.
Yeah, I heard like opera, but then like at late night, I would go to the window and I'd hear all the Jeeps and the cars outside playing all the shit I wanted to hear in front of my building. Yeah. So that's where I learned the music. I would like sit by the window and just listen to that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And
dope.
And what do you call it? Yeah, but that's another story. What do you call it? Puffy, is there anything else that we wanted to touch on with Puffy? I kind of wanted to touch pause.
Yeah. Why? In Jamaica, a pause or a loose would be why.
Why?
Oh,
why?
Why?
We might have to use that. We might have to use that because people have been telling us to stop using pause.
Yeah,
it's offensive sometimes.
It's like homophobic. They think it is.
It's the same thing though. Is it like? Is it same meaning? So you wouldn't want to use anything. But
why? Yeah.
The translation, the Jamaican translation is why. That's the translation. Pause.
But it's not as good as pause. It's not as like effective as pause.
Shit. It used to be a lot worse, man. It used to be like
it used to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
I would say like no homo is like probably the worst, right? Like no homo.
Yeah, no homo.
That shit was crazy. Yeah.
We ain't embracing that.
Yeah, that one kind of ended a few years ago, but that was a big one.
It's crazy. Are you guys affected at all by the Black Lives Matter movement? Is there, I think there was some protest there, but it's not like what's going on here in the States, right?
Well, it's definitely not as out there, but I think everybody's affected, man.
Yeah,
and everybody should try to do their part, to raise awareness and just do what they can, because we all affected by it. We're all affected by it, whether it's directly or not.
Is there any systematic racism that is in Barbados? I mean, of course, there probably is. Definitely in Barbados.
There's racism everywhere, right? Dog. There's racism everywhere.
Have you ever encountered anything like that in your career in DJing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Some definitely more. Like it just comes out like in sometimes it comes out in small comments. Sometimes it comes out in ignorance. Sometimes it comes out in like a lack of education.
Right.
A lot of the time it's not people's fault, It's just what they were instilled, what was instilled up here from a very for a long time, or from a young age, or in their environment, or in their society, or in their country or culture. So a lot of people don't mean it directly. Yeah, a lot of people do, but sometimes it's just ignorance, man. And I feel like people like me, definitely, I kind of, in the little that I did, I was able to kind of curve that and just be like, yeah, man, like we're people too, you understand? and we're cool. We just as cool as anybody else. So
it requires a lot of patience, right? Because you gotta
and understanding
and and just realizing like, oh, like these people, like I gotta explain to them a little bit more about,
yeah. As I said, man, like is a lot of understanding going on. You kind of gotta take yourself outside of yourself, not be offended, and just be like, okay, there's a bigger picture to this. There's a bigger reason why, and then you gotta try to understand that and help the cause, not fight it.
What are some of the? I'm just kind of curious, and
some people want fighting still.
What'd you say?
I said some people want fighting still.
Yeah. I mean, what are some of the comments that people would say to you? Like, what is some of the ignorance that you would get being from the Caribbean or anything like that?
Oh, wow, you guys have this over there? Like, you guys drive cars?
Wow. Well, no, we have horses.
Yeah. What kind of house do you live in? Like, is it small?
Yeah.
Like, like
it's just automatic belittling, kind of like.
Are there people like me over there? Like, them kind of comments. Like, oh, what, I don't want to get robbed. Like, my G, like our crime rate not even high. You understand?
Everybody's so happy over there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's very ignorant.
Like, Barbados is one of the few places you could, like, I could leave my 2 nights ago, I parked outside my house, my windows were down, my car was open. Nobody ain't going in my car. You could walk on the street, people walking on the street normal. This is one of the few places where if you pass somebody on the street, a complete stranger, they would still say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Wow.
Damn, I'm moving to Barbados.
So you don't have any Karens in Barbados?
We accept you with open arms, my G.
You don't have any Karens you have no Karens in Barbados right now? Not like the States?
No.
How was it watching?
I would even say like some, for lack of a better word, like mostly Caucasian people are very, very, the Bajan whites, as they say. Let me correct myself. The Bajan whites are amazing people, nice people, dog. Some of the nice people, even nicer than us as blacks. So, that's just the real.
What is it like going on social media and watching the chaos that's happening in the States? I spoke to someone in Europe the other day, and they're like, I can't, I feel really embarrassed that I actually looked up to you guys for, like, I looked up to America, and you guys were kind of the standard for like equality, liberty, and freedom of speech, and then
freedom of everything, bro. Yeah. Like even coming from the Caribbean, be like, it was always, if you like moved to the States from the Caribbean, it was always like, whoa, like a big thing. Like you made it in life. Stanley, at one time, the goal was to go to America, Like, wow, you live in America now? Like, it's crazy. Like, automatically, your whole life is better, Now I'm glad to be in Barbados.
Yeah. No, we're jealous of you.
I'm glad to live here, and I care nothing about moving to America or living there, bro.
Yeah, we look like a mess, right? It looks like,
bro, even before this whole thing, like sometimes like I had to be real with immigration officers. Sometimes like just going through Florida and things, just like, oh, why are you staying here, and giving me a hard time, like just passing through the country. And sometimes I get really frustrated, man. I look at the immigration officer and I just say, yo, listen, you understand? Nobody ain't trying to stay here, no dog. I am not trying to live in your country. I just trying to be here for a couple days, shop, relax, chill with my friends, and leave, dog. You know, I don't care about moving to America no more. The country's bare junk. We ain't care nothing about that for low vibes, and we leaving, dog. I care nothing about taking anything from y'all because you have nothing to take.
I love it.
I can't even be mad at him.
I love it. I love it. I think it's a mess. I think it was all smoking. I mean, when I was talking to my friend in Europe, they're like, it feels like it was all smoke and mirrors. We got, you guys fed us this like, this kind of, this like false narrative, dream. You know? Yeah, this false dream. And now it's all blowing up. It's like now it's all crumbling. And then we're seeing like what's really going on.
It's all fabricated, B.
Yeah.
It's all, again, packaging, right?
There you go.
Packaging.
That should be the name of this episode. Packaging.
All right,
packaging. DJ Puffy.
We dropping some bars out here, man.
What do you call it? Is there anything else we want to speak about? Anything, you guys? Let's see. So wait, really last. Are you gonna maybe kind of fuck with Twitch a little bit later, or not? You have no interest. Not right now.
I don't think right now, man. I think. Shout out to the guys who've been able to make Twitch work. Jay has been doing a good job. Mm-hmm. Zach is a master at his craft.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. You watch Zach streams. Zach could stream for 5 hours. I watch all. You understand?
You're talking about Four Color Zach, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Not Z Trip, because he's Zach too, right?
Oh, he is Zach too.
Z Trip is killing it on the streams too.
Z Trip's been killing it too. Yeah.
Oh my god! Like just. I really respect the guys that are able to make that work. But my Twitch is Saturday on the radio. You tune into the on that.
If you could somehow hook up like a webcam and audio into the
Twitch, do it
for Twitch or no?
Into Twitch on the Saturday?
Yeah.
But that's a good idea still.
Yeah. You can have that. I'll let you have that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Stupid American, shut up. You can have that.
Subscribers.
Look at the American trying to teach you. Fuck out of here, bro.
I'm not teaching him anything. Trust me. I've learned from him more than
I know, same.
From everybody in this world, dog.
Yeah.
Never take that for granted. You can learn from everybody. Man on the street that's saying in the corner, you can learn something from him too. So.
Definitely. Hey, Puffy, thank you so much for coming through and coming on the podcast. I've been wanting you to come through, and I'm glad we had the perfect time to do it, man. I don't think this would have happened if you were on tour, because you would have been all over the place.
Probably not.
And hopefully, maybe one of these days in the near future, we'll see. We'll hopefully see Puffy in Vegas too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to see you out here in Vegas. That would be a fucking vibe.
I would love to come, B.
Yeah.
I would love to come DJ and just vibe. Just even if it's not DJ, dog, just come and relax for a little bit.
Anytime. If you ever hit up LA and then maybe in 2021, hopefully, just come through to Vegas, man. We got you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And the invitation is extended to y'all as well.
I'll be over there.
Definitely.
Take us in.
Our prime minister and our government, we're actually inviting people. If you want to work remotely, you get a 12-month grant to do so here in the country of Barbados. So
really,
if anybody watching this, you're trying to work remotely, you can come to Barbados. There is a new program now that is allowing people to come here to work remotely and just live in Barbados.
To apply for that.
Maybe we can move the podcast.
Yeah, we can move the podcast.
That is so easy, bro. That is easy.
I don't know how like productive I'd be though. Like the first couple of months, man. I think that's hard for you to be productive in Barbados like that with the weather and the beach.
I mean, you when you realize that your bills weren't paying, you definitely find some time.
You find the motivation.
How is the rent out there? Is it tough?
Not as bad as LA for sure.
Oh, okay. It's not that bad.
No, it's not as bad.
What's the hardest thing to get imported into Barbados? I'm curious.
The hardest thing to get imported?
Yeah. Is there anything I'm just wondering, like in the States, like if you have to
equipment, like clothing for sure, cars
and clothing.
What about DJ equipment? Is it easy for you to find some needles and the new mixer?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, sure.
That you will have to order that for sure from the States, and you definitely have to pay some duty on it. But I mean, there are technicalities, right? Like on computer parts, there's no duty on that. And a lot of the stuff that we have no hook up to the computer anyway. So it's just like, yo, there's a computer part, and they're like, okay, cool.
So the only thing we would be
as an artist or as a creative, there are grants, like the government definitely set up permissions for us to kind of apply for certain things. If we got equipment coming in as entertainers or whatever, or as creatives, as promoters throwing parties, we could definitely apply for a license, and they grant us waivers on duties and stuff.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's a recent thing too.
I might have to go to Barbados, man.
We love you, man.
I might have to go there.
I'll be the first Mexican in Barbados.
Not the first. Surely not the first.
Y'all have Mexicans in Barbados?
You might be the last, because after you get there, they're going to cut that shit off.
They're like, nah, fuck that. I'll be the last one and open up the biggest taco stand in Barbados.
Yo, I will fund it, bro. Let's do it.
Bye. Respect, Puff.
Oh, man. What do you call it, Puffy? Thank you so much for coming through, man. We appreciate you, man. For real. We appreciate your energy too, man. We appreciate your energy, bro.
Good vibes to everybody, dog. You done know.
Yeah. Please,
great energy.
Please stay in good health and take care, man. And
same to y'all. Same to y'all for sure.
And then what do you call it, Jamie? If you want to, head us out.
I feel like we're going to the beach now, man.
Oh, you gonna go?
Damn, what a flex!
Yeah.
I don't even want to do this fucking outro.
I already got my shorts. Like, look, the beach shorts on and everything. Look, we got the flamingos on.
Oh, I should cut off his camera right now. Fuck this dude.
Bye, Puffy.
Bye. Okay, enough, Puff.
He probably has some flip flops on. Look, he has a flip flops on.
I got the Barbados trainer on.
Oh my god! Look at him flexing.
Light flex.
Got to cue Future. Life is good.
Yeah, life is good.
Life is good.
If you want to watch this video alongside all our other brand new videos we drop every Friday, make sure you go to youtube.com/R.O.A.D podcast. Make sure you like, comment, you subscribe, you hit the notification bell to be the first to get the video on Friday. And
big shout out to DJ City, and hopefully I'm gonna connect Puffy with DJ City, and there'll be like a new dancehall soca curated
myself and D James. We can do it.
Let's do it.
Shout out to D James from the UK.
Let's do it, man.
Get Styles on the phone.
Yes, sir.
Soca, we got this.
All right, man. Peace, y'all.
Respect.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.